He's fighting because somebody mailed him the belt.
So what do I do, YouTube? It's your boy King David in this thing, and I'm back at y'all again with another video. Okay, so before we get going on the video, man, y'all know what to do. Go ahead, hit the like button, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe one time for your boy, so we can continue to grow like we need to grow on this channel. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. Okay, so with all that out the window, man, y'all see what the title of the video is, man. I'm sick of Tank Davis, man. I'm sick of this dude. You know what I mean? I'm sick of him. And let me explain to y'all why, man. Why I'm sick of Tank, bro. For the longest time, bro, I've given Tank the biggest pass. And the shit stops here. Goddamn. The shit stops right here. Right? But before we go in on Tank, man. Before we go in on Tank, let me give y'all my philosophy on how this fight game should go. Let me give y'all my philosophy. Let me give y'all my thinking when it comes to how these fighters should conduct themselves, right? And the model is very simple, you know, and I think all fight fans would agree with me when I say the best should fight the best. You know what I mean? The best should fight the best. That's the motto, right? But the problem with that philosophy is it rarely happens in boxing. And you know, we can speculate till we blue in the face on why the best never fights the best in boxing. But nevertheless, the best fighters don't fight the best fighters. Period. You know what I mean? So what that does is that it pretty much leaves us fight fans to determine who we think the best fighters are, right? It's pretty much in our hands to determine who we think the best fighters are based on non-factual information. Because if they just fought each other, we would know. But the fact that they don't fight each other, now we gotta leave it up to our imagination to determine who the best fighters are, right? And that's where the confrontation comes into play, right? That's where you get all these ridiculous fanboy channels from, right? Because these dudes, at the end of the day, they're fans of certain fighters, but not necessarily fans of the sport. Because if they were fans of the sport, then they would want the best fighters to fight the best fighters, right? So that said, despite whatever reason you want to come up with for why the biggest fights or the best fights aren't happening, whether you want to say politics, ducking, business, no matter whatever kind of bullshit reason you want to come up with, there's a handful of fighters that supersede those bylaws. There's a handful of fighters out there that can fight whoever they want, whenever they want, right? And I'll even allow you, for the sake of this video, to speculate on why they can fight whoever they want to fight. Whether you want to say it's because they're a big star, a pay-per-view star, whether you want to say it's because they generate a whole lot of money, or it don't matter what your reason is as to why you believe that these guys in particular can fight whoever they want to fight. The facts remain, they can fight whoever the fuck they want to fight. Canelo Alvarez can fight whoever the fuck he want to fight. Anthony Joshua can fight whoever the fuck he want to fight. Now Noe can fight whoever the fuck he want to fight. And Gervonta Tank Davis can fight whoever the fuck he wants to fight. So we say all that to come full circle right back to Tank Davis, right? And Tank Davis, for the last 5 years, despite being able to fight whoever he wanted to fight, chose to fight good competition. Not the best competition, but good competition, right? This is a clear violation of my motto, y'all, and y'all motto. If you believe the best should fight the best, this is a clear violation of your motto. Despite Tank having the power to fight who he want to fight, He's clearly violating the motto by not fighting the best competition. But what makes things with these fighters who have the ability to fight whoever they want to fight, whenever they want to fight, what makes things that much worse with these dudes is that they have this high sense of accomplishment, right? Like they done some shit. They got this sense of this false, fake ass, ridiculous sense of accomplishment, like they done did some shit, right? And they walk and they talk like it. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, we looking at Tank Davis and he's walking and talking like he done really done some shit in the sport of boxing. The way Tank talking right now out here on these boxing streets, you would have thought that he done conquered 9 weight classes and beat everybody up from 120 pounds all the way up to 175 pounds. I'm just trying to figure out where all this confidence is coming from with Tank Davis when we've saw this nigga for the last 5 years willfully avoid any and everybody with a pulse. Any and everybody we want to see him fight, from Tevin Farmer to Vasyl Lomachenko to Devin Haney to Shakur Stevenson to Gary Russell Jr. Anybody who we wanted to see Tank fight, he's willfully stayed the fuck out of the way of those fighters. So I'm just trying to figure out what guys like Tank Davis, guys like Canelo Alvarez, who are regarded pound for pound top 5 and for a while pound for pound number 1, willfully avoid any and everybody who could give them problems from a Jamal Charlo to a Jermell Charlo to a Demetrius Andrade to a David Benavidez. You know what I mean? And the list goes on and on. But my problem with these guys in general, not only is it the ducking, dodging, and maneuvering and pivoting the fuck out of the way of certain fights, but it's this ridiculous sense of accomplishment that these niggas get. Tank Davis talking crazy like he can knock out Devin, like he can knock out Shakur, like it's easy work. Well, if it's such easy work, explain to me why the fuck ain't none of them goddamn fights happened over the last 5 years, goddamn. Some people want to blame Mayweather, but Tank resigned to Mayweather and then came out of his mouth and said he never asked for any of them fights. Right? So my question is, if Tank never asked for any of them fights, was he willingly or willfully asking for Mario Barrios, for Pitbull Cruz, for Yuriorkis Gamboa, old Gamboa, I may add, for Leo Santa Cruz? Was he asking for these fights? You know what I mean? Because why else would those fights be prioritized over the fights that all the fans want to see? Riddle me that. We watched Tank Davis fight these guys that nobody gives a fuck about for the last 5 years, but this dude want to walk around like he done beat up Godzilla over the last 5 years when we ain't seen him in a single fight we want to see him in. The fact of the matter is this, y'all. I stayed off of Tank Davis' helmet because although he wasn't fighting nobody, he wasn't talking shit. But now that he done opened up his damn mouth and now he's talking shit like he's the big dog, like he's big shit. Now that he's talking shit, well, I'm about to be on Tank Davis' helmet now. That's right, this nigga done flew under the radar for the last 5 years with your boy King David. But no more. Oh, no more. Now that Tank Davis is talking shit, oh no. He is fully in your boy King Davis' crosshairs. And you know what? Tank Davis is going to have to do something now. Now that he's talking all this shit, talking all crazy, he'll knock this guy out and he knocked this guy out. Tank Davis is going to have to do something. All this shit talking is going to have to be backed up expeditiously. You know what I mean? And Ryan and Hector ain't going to cut it. That's what you've been doing for the last 5 years. Fighting Ryans and Hectors and Cruzes and Garcias. And that's all you've been doing, Tank. That ain't gonna prove that you a bad motherfucker like you say you is out here on these Twitter streets, my nigga. Nah, my boy, you gonna have to get in the ring against somebody we want to see you in the ring with, right? And you not slick, my boy. I see what you're doing. You talking all this shit knowing you got 2 fights lined up and you're gonna be busy for the whole year of 2023. You're talking all this shit knowing you got 2 fights lined up. Even though you said earlier this year that if Devin beat Kambosos, you wanted to fight him next, right? And still, here you are in this fight with 2 guys that we don't give a fuck about. In Hector Garcia, and then after that, Ryan Garcia. And now you want to hit these Twitter streets like you're looking for smoke. But I see through the bullshit, my boy. You ain't going to be able to do nothing till 2024. But guess what? I'm on your helmet now, Tank. You going to have to do something expeditiously, my boy. And until you do, I'm going to need you to sit your ass down and stop talking shit until you ready to step in the ring against somebody we care about. Right now, all you doing is barking behind the fence. So until you get in the ring against somebody we care about, my boy, you on my shit list. And I'm sick of your motherfucking ass, boy. But in any case, man, let me know what y'all think. Hit it up in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, and everybody, and I do mean everybody, be sure to hit that goddamn like button on your way out. But until next time, man, I'ma holler at y'all. Peace.
Welcome to the China Club. A tang tang tang, a tang 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 tang.
Ghetto intellectual in the dimensional, raised in the trenches with an appetite for vegetables, broccoli and edibles, the greens, book or 2 a year kept me mentally lean. Ghetto intellectual in the dimensional, raised in the trenches with an appetite for vegetables, broccoli and edibles, the greens, book or 2 a year kept me mentally lean. College dropout, honey, graduated. I'm not soft spoken, but let me elaborate. I never knew niggas like college, so I hesitated, tried to play the strip, but that shit didn't calculate. I got my Uncle Sam's scars just like my battle buds. Memories are crumbling in the mud.
What up, AC? I got told my partner here what's going on with you, fam. I'm playing $2 real boxing fans out there, man. If you do to the channel, hit that goddamn like button, you know what I mean? Subscribe to the channel if you do, y'all know what motherfucking time it is, man.
My code squishing skills is on God mode. I talk right, draw slow, slang right, swing right, speak black, speak white,
We in this
speak light,
thing.
speak light. Hate my own feet, but I'm black-footed soldiers, warrior and bold. So I wear these Jordans on my toes, even though these niggas better know that the boy got it ever since I came through the door with the flow, just to let a nigga know. Ghetto intellectual in the dimensional, raised in the trenches with an appetite for vegetables, broccoli and edibles, the greens, book or 2 a year kept me mentally lean. In my ghetto, 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 mentally lean. Yo, I'm a make this the longest outro ever. Yo, shout out to every motherfucking body who ever listened to this nigga right now. Nigga, if you have ever heard the name Glance Rap, nigga, if you ever heard anything about this nigga Glance, my nigga, before today, nigga, thank you, bruh. Like, thank you for listening to this shit that made me make it this far to make a song like this. Yo, this is like fucking B-roll for B-roll's sake. Nigga, this song is, nigga, we about to take this song and put that bitch under a motherfucking coal on the 4th of July and roast some motherfucking chicken on this shit, nigga. It's that fire, nigga. I swear to God, nigga, I feel classy after listening to this shit. I feel like I got on Balenciaga socks, nigga. I swear to God, this feeling, oh my gosh. If I do not document how I feel right now about being a ghetto individual who's an intellectual who made it far enough to graduate college after dropping out in the 9th grade.
You know, that's why it's gonna happen. Hopefully he beats Jeff Horn and gets that belt. And like I said, I want to be understood what's the way champion of the world.
Feels good right now. Fuck you if you hate me, and welcome to the experience if you like it. Yes, a nigga is ghetto. Yes, a nigga is crazy. Yes, a nigga is intellectual. But most importantly, the nigga is excellence at his
Get him the fuck out of here.
If you do not pay attention right now, nigga, you need to go do your taxes. This is shit talking at a century right now. Fuck you. Fuck all of your haters that don't know that this nigga is dope.
Dope. What up? Salute to everybody, man. Salute to all the real boxing fans out there, man. What it do, man? It's your boy KD in this thing, man. Hold on, let me turn the brightness up on this light, bro. Yeah. There we go. What it do, man? It's your boy KD in this thing, man. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, and everybody, and I do mean everybody, be sure to hit the goddamn like button on your way in, your way out. We hope you stay in, but if you go out, hit the like button on your way out. Goddamn, y'all know how we get down, man. Salute to all y'all up in the motherfucking building, man. I see we got AC in the building, Toby Montana in the building. What going on with y'all, man? Hope y'all week is going well. You know what I mean? We're going to talk some good boxing today, man. I say we're going to talk some good boxing today. You know what I mean? We're going to talk some good boxing today, man. You know, it's been a lot going on these boxing streets since the last time I seen y'all in regards to this whole Tank Davis situation. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to tackle all that. Y'all know how it is. But before that, let me read some of the comments. Let me see what y'all talking about out here on these boxing streets, man. Let me start off with my guy AC. AC first in the motherfucking building. He say, I need to see solid proof of 1.2 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. I think that's a solid request, AC, that you need to see proof, considering all the very questionable information we've been getting on these boxing highways and byways in regards to pay-per-view numbers. I mean, we got a lot of guys coming out saying that Al Heyman and his associates are always lying about pay-per-view buys. I mean, there's a lot of things that go against what these dudes report as accurate. So I think that's a very solid request, AC. Also, too, man, I ain't even do my sound check, man. Earl a duck in the chat. If y'all can hear me good, bro, let me make sure my sound is popping off well. Earl a duck in the chat if you can hear me good. But let me move on to the rest of the comments. Let's keep it going. My guy AOA in the building. What's going on with your fam? He say, what good, KD? He say, yes, it's good, but I heard it's closer to 700 to 750. And you know, I heard that number too, 700 to 750. You know what I'm saying? But who knows for sure? You know what I'm saying? What that number really and actually and truly is. I know you got your sources, AOA. 700 to 750 seems more like a realistic number. But again, who knows for sure? There's some sources coming out saying that it did over 1 million, you know, and they're quasi credible. But the source, the people who are waiting to report these numbers still haven't reported these numbers. We're still waiting on Premier Boxing Champions and DAZN to officially report what the pay-per-view numbers are, right? None of them ever do that. They never report official numbers. So because they don't report official numbers, we just got to take all the numbers that we get with a grain of salt. But I hear what you're saying, AOA. You may May be right, may be wrong. We don't know. But let's keep it going. My guy AOA also says it happens all the time. People over exaggerate. Yeah, they do. They always over exaggerate. You know, I mean, it's a part of life. You know what I'm saying? Especially black people. We always putting some extras on some shit. You know how that guy, you know how that go. My guy Toby Montana say, I heard it was from 1.4 to 1.6, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I heard that too, 1.4 to 1.6, you know, but we'll see. You know, actually, I take that back. We won't necessarily see, but, you know, that's what we hear. All these numbers, we got to take it with a grain of salt because we still waiting on Premier Boxing Champions, PBC, and we still waiting on the zone to report what the official numbers are, right? You know, and we know they don't like reporting official numbers, so we ought to take all these numbers and all this shit that we get with a grain of salt because the official source has yet to release numbers. All we hearing is from the Mike Coppingers and the Don Raphaels, and all they reporting is what they told. You know what I mean? So you know it is what it is, but let's keep it going on. My guy AC say Tank talking like he a 10 division undefeated world champion. That's exactly how you talking, AC. Your boy Tank over here talking like this. Here go your boy.
About that nigga no more. If you want to fight, nigga, set it up. You know, you could get him right. You could get in touch with him, right? If you want to fight, just tell him set it up after the Ryan fight, and that's what it is. And that's what tell to Devin and his dad to get out my dick. Tell him that's what I said.
Like out here talking that big boy shit, ain't he, AC? He talking that big boy shit. Here go Tank.
I told you it's a 50-50 fight.
Ain't no 50-50 fight, nigga. How you gonna keep me off you and you ain't got no power? Let's talk about that. How you gonna keep me off you if you ain't got no power?
There's 3 people in the world that I think that could beat Tank. That would be Devin, that would be Shakur, and Tank Davis himself.
Yeah,
right.
You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me, Javante Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas cannot touch me at all. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring, and I cracked both of them.
He say they can't touch him. I cracked both of them. They can't touch me, right? That's what Tank Davis talking about out here on these boxing streets, right? Talking big boy shit. Ain't he, AC? Talking big boy shit. So we just want to see Tank Davis back it up expeditiously. You know, that's all we want to see. We want to see him back it up expeditiously. You know, he talking like that. But the man, every single occasion where there's an opportunity to fight Devin Haney, when there's an opportunity to fight Shakur Stevenson, when there's an opportunity to fight Gary Russell Jr. or Tevin Farmer or Vasil Lomachenko, every time there's an opportunity to fight one of these guys, there's always something that magically comes in the way. And instead of fighting one of those guys, he ends up fighting Rolly, right? Or Mario Barrios, you know, or someone else we don't give a fuck about, right? It seems to be always a new story when it comes to Tank and his reasons for why he can't get in the ring with guys we want to see him in the ring with. But I digress, right? I digress. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it going on. Let's see what my guy AOA say next year. Okay, y'all talking to each other, man. AC say Tank gon' rematch Cruz. Yeah, man, you might be right about that, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if he did rematch Cruz, man. I say I wouldn't be surprised if he did rematch Cruz. The man got a history, got a track record of doing just that, right? So it shouldn't be surprising to anybody if that's the next fight, right? But you can't sit around and call yourself the best lightweight when you're fighting Cruzes, when you're fighting Rollies, when you're fighting these guys we don't want to see you in the ring with. Okay, my guy AC also say Earl a duck. Yeah, bro, he responded to that saying, okay, y'all can hear me good. Appreciate that. Earl is indeed a duck. You know what I'm saying? Okay, y'all talking back and forth to each other. My guy Sanctus in the building. What going on with you, Sanctus? Welcome to the China Club.
To the China Club.
I know what time it is, bro. And if you're new here, you know we got to jump your punk ass in. Here we go. What's up?
Been hanging with the homies in the hood for a while now.
It's about time we jump your punk ass in.
That's right. Let me tell you something. In this world, if you can't swim,
you bound to drizzle.
Yeah. And if you fall,
you better pick your punk ass up.
That's right. And the rest of y'all, don't cut him no slack.
Y'all fools get busy.
Let's go.
Working, dog, working.
That is his name. If he get hay, he's got to get out the game. Get out the game.
All right, I think y'all official. I think y'all official. Y'all official like a whistle, man. Y'all official like a whistle. You know what I'm saying? All day, every day, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But salute to my guy Sanctus in the building. What going on with you, fam? My guy Justin Reed in the building. What going on with you, Justin Reed? He say Ryan Garcia is an idiot. God damn, that's how you feel, Justin Reed? That hurt me. Shit. He an idiot? I think Ryan Garcia managed his career pretty well for a guy who ain't been in the ring with top guys up until Tank Davis. You know, the dude he got paid handsomely, pretty well in this fight versus Tank Davis. If it did do a million pay-per-view buys or whatever the fuck they said it did, Ryan got paid pretty well, didn't he? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for a guy who to me doesn't come off as serious about boxing, I mean, he doing pretty well with life. But maybe you might be right though, Justin Reed, because I think if I'm not mistaken, didn't Ryan Garcia bet his whole purse versus Tank Davis? I'm wondering how that's working out at this particular point in time. You know what I mean? But I digress. Let's go ahead and let's keep it going. My guy Sank to say them numbers is cooked. Yeah, bro. Well, you know, I think so. Considering PBC got a track record of cooking they numbers or put it once again. We have yet to hear from PBC any official numbers, right? We have yet to hear from DAZN any official numbers. All we hearing really is he say, she say type bullshit, right? And the problem with the he say, she say bullshit is he can say anything. She can say anything. But Premier Boxing Champions in DAZN, they got to pay taxes on whatever the fuck it is that they report. So I'll be damned if they lie about making more money than they actually make, right? I'd be damned if they lie about making more money than they actually made, right? So we're still waiting on these official numbers as far as the Premier Boxing Champions, as far as DAZN, you know, but as far as Mike Coppinger and these other guys reporting numbers, I mean, they can say whatever the fuck they want to say, right? You know, it's funny that when these dudes report these pay-per-view numbers, nobody got a problem with it. You don't hear Floyd Mayweather talk about them. You don't hear none of these other dudes talk about them. Right. But as soon as Mike Coppinger come out and say something that these dudes don't like, Floyd Mayweather come out and say that's not true. That's not true. Right. I don't know where these guys are getting these reports. That's not true. Right. But when it comes to the reporting on these pay-per-view numbers, I mean, why don't somebody come out and say what's true and what's not true? Why don't they make any clarifications when it comes to the pay-per-view numbers? No, they let that shit slide out there, especially if it's good. They let that shit just slide out there. 1.2, 1.4, 1.6. Let it go on the slide out there, man. That's fine. You know, no Floyd, nobody coming out refuting all the evidence. Nope, nothing, right? But let Mike Coppinger, let one of these dudes come out and say that they done did some shit that they wasn't supposed to do, that they done fucked up a fight. Oh, that ain't true. Those are lies. Who told you that? You know, all this old bullshit. My guy AC say Earl a duck. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Biggest duck in boxing. Y'all know how that is. Backyard Prophet in the building. What going on with your Backyard Prophet? He say the DAZN subscribers are claiming that they were charged several times and some. Oh wow. So wow. So it's a little scheme they got popping off. I don't know. They was charged several times. Well, shit. I don't know too much about that, man. I mean, you know. Maybe that's how they came up with the 1.2 to 1.4, whatever the fuck number they coming up with. Maybe that's what it was, bro. You charge a nigga 7 times. You charge each nigga 7 times. Yeah, you can come up with a 1.2, 1.4. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta divide that number by 7, and that's probably what the real number is. But let's keep it going though. My guy Sank to say they don't report their numbers, but quick to report the opposition numbers. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. It's all a big ass game, a big ass Ponzi scheme that these dudes like playing, you know, in order to make their fighter feel like he's much more than what he actually is. You know what I'm saying? You know. And we know why they do it, right? They do it so they can price themselves out of certain fights, you know. And we're gonna get to that in a little bit. But they do it so they can price themselves out of certain fights, right? So they can come off as an A side, right? Because when you're the A side, you can ask for anything you want when it comes to the B side, and they just gotta take it. And if the B side don't take it, then they duck it. And that's how these niggas like thinking out here on these boxing streets. The most ridiculous shit I've ever heard in my life. But let's keep it going though. My guy G Parker in the motherfucking building. What going on with your G Pocket? You know it's a celebration with my guy G Parker in the motherfucking building.
The celebration! Bitches! Correct. It's a celebration, bitches! Show tell them your titties! Rick James.
Show my guy G Parker your titties. You know what's going on. Salute to you, G Parker. Appreciate you for coming on through, my guy. Tank is the Reggie Belt GOAT. Yeah, bro. Reggie Belt GOAT. 3-time Reggie Belt champion. But you know, I don't even, he ain't got the Reggie Belt. I don't even call him Reggie Belt. Them the TikTok belts, bro. Tank Davis is the TikTok world champion of the world. He solidified his title when he beat Ryan Garcia, right? Who was the reigning TikTok champion. Now Tank is now the undisputed TikTok champion of the world. And can't nobody tell me nothing different, because this nigga ain't got no goddamn belt and he ain't had a belt since he beat Jose Pedraza 3 weight classes ago, 5-6 years ago, right? But I digress. We're going to get more and more into that. My guy Backyard Prophet say some DAZN subscribers are paying they will charge 8 or 9 times, and some still didn't get to watch the fight. Ooh, god damn. Imagine being charged for some shit 9 times and you still don't get it, right? I mean, it's bad enough you had to pay for the shit the first time. I think the fight was over goddamn price. The fight was like $85, which to me is about $40 more than what it should have been, right? Really $85 more than what it should have been, right? So you had to pay for it in the first place. But imagine having to pay for a fight like that and then being charged 9 times on top of that. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. That's some old bullshit, bro. But I don't know too much about that. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it going. My guy, Sanctus say BY. Okay, y'all talking to each other. Y'all talking to each other. Trackman 87 in the motherfucking building. What going on with your Trackman 87, man? You know we gotta jump your punk ass in. I ain't ever seen you here before, so we gotta jump you in. Here we go.
What's up?
What's up?
You've been hanging with the homies in the hood for a while now.
It's about time we jump your punk ass in.
That's right. Let me tell you something. In this world, if you can't swim,
You bound to drizzle.
yeah. And if you fall,
You better pick your punk ass up.
that's right. And the rest of y'all, don't cut him no slack.
Y'all fools get busy.
Let's go.
Working, dog, working.
That is his name. If he get head, he's got to get out the game. Get out the game. That is his name.
Trackman, I think you official now, Trackman. I say I think you official now, Trackman. Salute to you. Appreciate you for coming on through, my guy. Appreciate you for coming on through, man. But this what we gonna do right here, man. This what we gonna do, man. I got questions for y'all, man. I got questions for y'all, bro. We gonna start cooking, bro. I got questions and we gonna start cooking. Y'all know how we get down over here, man. Y'all know how we get down over here, man. So right now I got a poll going, right? I got a poll popping off on these YouTube streets. I know what time it is. And I asked the question, is Tank doing 1.4 million pay-per-view buys good for boxing? Right? That's the question. That's the question. Is Tank doing 1.4 million pay-per-view buys good for boxing? First and foremost, man, first of all, I don't get why people are so, because you hear about these dudes on the internet. And these niggas are so concerned about Tank Davis's pay-per-view numbers, right? These niggas are thrilled. Oh, they're celebrating, doing parades out in the street, right? Tootsie rolling and shit out in the street about Tank doing 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. And I'm just like, I don't get why niggas are so happy about this shit. Even if it was good for boxing, it's just like, that's that nigga money, bro. What that got to do with the actual fights that we trying to see in the actual sport of boxing? Why are you niggas so excited about this shit, bro? Even if that is the number, which we don't know if that's the actual number, but even if that is the number, why y'all so excited about that shit, bro? Right? How does a 1.4 million pay-per-view buys, how does that affect your life? Is what I'm trying to figure out, right? You know what I'm saying? So I don't get why niggas are so excited about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But honestly and truly, if Tank indeed did 1.4 million pay-per-view buys, bro. In my opinion, bro, it's bad for boxing. It's bad for boxing, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's bad for boxing. You know, it would be dope if that was if he fought Tank. I mean, sorry, Devin and did 1.4 million, right? Like that would be dope. That would be the dopest of the dopest because it would be like Tank is being rewarded for fighting top quality, top tier competition, right? It would be like boxing rewarding fighters for doing what they're supposed to do, right? You do what you're supposed to do, you get rewarded, right? With high pay-per-view buys, right? You do what you're supposed to do, you get rewarded with pay-per-view buys. You do what you're supposed to do, you get paid. You do what you're supposed to do, you become recognized as one of the best fighters in the sport of boxing. You do what you're supposed to do, you get a belt. You do what you're supposed to do, you become a pound for pound fighter, right? You as long as you do what you're supposed to do. But this whole thing with Tank Davis doing 1.4 million pay-per-view buys, fighting Ryan Garcia, it's like boxing rewarding him for bad behavior. You know what I mean? It's like boxing rewarding him for bad behavior, bro. I don't know how many of y'all got kids, bro. But have you ever seen your kid do the wildest shit? But instead of you punishing them for doing that wild ass shit, you actually give them like you give them a lollipop or you give them some positive reinforcement for doing some shit you don't want them to do, right? Like I don't want you to do this shit, so I'm gonna reward you for doing it. That's asinine and ass backwards, right? But that's essentially what happened with boxing when we rewarded Tank Davis for doing something that we don't want him to do. We don't want him to fight Ryan Garcia's, right? And Hector Garcia's, right? We don't want him fighting these dudes. We don't want him fighting these throwaway fights. We don't want him in the ring with guys that we know he can beat. We don't want him in the ring with these guys, right? So then why in the hell would we ever reward him for doing things that we don't want him to do? And essentially that's what we did by these pay-per-views being as high as what it is, if they're correct, because we don't know if they're correct, right? We don't know if it's correct. But I imagine that if they're reporting 1.4, it's probably at least half of that, right? Which is probably about 700,000. Because that's pretty much how you can go with these Al Heyman dudes. When you hear numbers come out about boxing, you can kind of assume that it's half of whatever it is they report. Right. So if it's 1.4, then it probably did 700,000. So if it did 700,000, also I think my guy AOA said it did around 700,000. If it did 700,000, that's still like them rewarding him for bad behavior, right? That's like you saying, yeah, bro, I don't like what you did, but here go $150, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's rewarding for bad behavior, and that's essentially what we got here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Tank, good job on fighting Rolly Ramiro and Mario Barrios and and Pitbull. Good job on that. We're gonna give you some incentives so you fight them again, right? Instead of fighting the guys that we actually want to see them in the ring with, Devin, the Tanks, the Devins, the Shakurs, them type of fights, right? Them type of fights. You know? Instead of rewarding a guy for the best fighting the best, we rewarded him for cherry picking and choosing who he want to get in the ring with, avoiding a certain level of competition, using excuses like he don't sell nothing or he don't bring nothing to the table. If that ain't the most bull, if that ain't the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life, tell me what Pitbull brings. Tell me what Mario Barrio brings. Tell me what Rolly Romero brings. Absolutely nothing, right? But there's no issues with Tank making fights with those guys, but there seems to be all these issues when it comes to Tank Davis making fights with the guys that we want to see him in the ring with, right? So let me go to the comment section real quick, man. My guy Sank to say Ryan is a smart cherry pick. Yeah, he is, bro. He a cherry pick, man. That was a cherry pick, bro. I don't care what nobody say. That was a cherry pick, bro. Ryan ain't ever had no legitimate chance to beat Tank Davis, and those are the facts, bro. You can go back to my live the day of the fight with Ryan Garcia, and I wasn't giving Ryan no shot to win no motherfucking fight because I knew that the chances of him beating Tank were slim to none. I know that Tank got a history of fighting guys flat-footed guys who have a very similar fighting style, right? And thus being able to take advantage of it by beating them, right? I knew that that wasn't gonna be a close fight. I knew that Tank was gonna dominate that fight, right? And I know that Tank has an issue with fighting guys who have a shot at beating him, who have a style that would give him problems, right? But let's keep it going. My guy Justin Reed says, I say that because he got in the ring with his best opponent ever with a rib injury. If he hurt, just say he hurt. Yeah, bro. Yeah. My guy Sanctus in the building. He say only thing hurt with Ryan is his inflated ego. Bank account just got a healthy bonus, and all he had to do was kneel down. Yeah, bro. Well, unless he didn't bet his whole purse away, because you know that whole bet thing that happened out there. You know what I'm saying? That might be a real thing. I mean, you know. He might have really bet his purse away, meaning he probably ain't make no bread. But I don't think that was real. But you know. We gotta talk about the fake shit in order to get to the real shit, bro. Y'all know how it go down, bro. My guy Vic C in the building say facts. Appreciate you, Vic C. You know what I'm saying? Backyard Prophet, he say I'm not capping. I drop the link to the article saying that the zone subscribers were charged up to 9 times. Yeah, you could drop that link if you want to, Backyard Prophet. We'll put it up on the screen, man, so y'all can see what's going on. You know what I mean? Because these 1.4, 1.5 million pay-per-view buys, I mean, I don't know how you can go from doing 200,000 pay-per-view buys to 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. I mean, it just seems a little out there to me, you know what I mean? But you know, I'm just the guy talking boxing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just the guy talking boxing. But let's keep it going though. My guy Sanctus say, bruh, I heard two club fighters dispute on who was the A side. Back in the day, Don George and Gutierrez went back and forth on who was the A side. Yeah, bro. I mean, the conversation it gets weirder and weirder every moment with these fanboys talking about A side and B side, and then even when they talk about A side, they don't even talk about the shit the right way, right? They don't even talk about it the right way. They don't even explain the context properly, right? They don't even talk about real A side fighters, right? Which are guys who can consistently generate millions of dollars worth of pay-per-view buys on a regular basis rather than 200,000 pay-per-view buys, right? Or 150,000 pay-per-view buys, right? I think there was one pay-per-view Tank did where he did like 70,000 pay-per-views, right? That ain't nothing a real A-side fighter would do, right? But these dudes like putting these dudes way on a pedestal before they actually ready to be up there. And those are the facts. But let's keep it going though. My guy Backyard Prophet say he got the link. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom and see if that link actually there. Nazay in the building. What going on with you, Nazay? He say Haney versus them all. He said it. Yeah, bro. Haney versus all of them. But you know, Tank over here talking this big boy shit, right? So hopefully we get him in the ring because Tank talking
about that nigga no more. If you want to fight, nigga, set it up. You know, you can get him right. You can get in touch with him, right? If you want to fight, just tell him set it up after the Ryan fight, and that's what it is. And that's
Say less.
And tell to Devin and his dad to get out my dick. Tell him that's what I said.
talking all that big boy shit, and we just want to see you back it up, Tank. That's all we want to see you do. We want to see you back this shit up expeditiously, but let's keep it going though. My guy Sank to say, nope, trying to turn someone into the face of boxing when several guys currently make more money is bad for boxing. Nothing that comes out of a lie is good for the sport. Facts on facts. On facts on facts. My guy Hova 575 in the motherfucking building. What going on with your Hova 575? He say blame Floyd. Yeah, Floyd is definitely a big part of this whole fiasco. As far as the way these dudes are running their career, they're running their career based on a Money Mayweather, right? But at least with Floyd Mayweather, we got to see pretty boy Floyd Mayweather before he became Money Mayweather, right? These dudes run their career like a 45-year-old Floyd Mayweather. And I'm just trying to figure out why these young dudes want to fight once and twice every 2 years and want to fight low-level competition when they got an opportunity to really prove that they bought that life, right? Tank got an opportunity to really prove that he bought that life, bro. Right? This man could have had the best resume all the way from this dude probably could have been pound for pound number one if he really wanted to. And those are the facts. Tank could have beat Mario Barrios. He could have beat
Gary Russell Jr. He could have already beat Ryan. He could have already beat Devin. He could have already beat Shakur. He could have already beat all these dudes and been pound for pound #1. And we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now, right? But instead of fighting these dudes, he decides that it's a better idea. It's a better route for him to fight Rollies and Mario Barrioses and Pit Bulls. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You fighting those fighters, but we supposed to believe you when you talk like this.
I told you it's a 50-50 fight.
Ain't no 50-50 fight, nigga. How you gonna keep me off you and you ain't got no power? Let's talk about that. How you gonna keep me off you if you ain't got no power?
There's 3 people in the world that I think that could beat Tank. That would be Devin, that would be Shakur, and Tank Davis himself.
Yeah,
right.
You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me, Javante Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas cannot touch me at all. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring, and I cracked both of them. I cracked
both of them. Ain't no 50-50 fight, nigga. Ain't no 50. Nigga can't even come out to you and say it's a 50-50 fight. That's how much confidence you got in yourself, right? But when it come down to actually making a fight happen between you and these guys who you say you crack, it's always an issue. It's always something that magically come in the way when it come to making the fight happen, right? But we gonna see what you made of, Tank, right? We gonna see what you made of because we not gonna forget that you said that.
That nigga no more. If you want to fight, nigga, set it up. You know, you can get him right. You can get in touch with him, right? If you want to fight, just tell him set it up after the Ryan fight, and that's what it is. And that's
he want Devin to set up the fight, but according to his fans and a lot of his fanboys, Tank is the A side. So I'm just trying to figure out how can a guy who's supposed to be the B side set up a fight for the A side? Does that make sense to you fanboys out there? Right? Does that make sense to you fanboys out there? I'm just really trying to figure it out. But all in all, it's like this. Tank, you say you're ready for the fight with Devin Haney, and I, for one, think that you should be ready for a Devin Haney fight because you've been talking real crazy and real reckless over this past year, right? Devin and you ain't even 50-50. It's easy work. I cracked him. All right, well, let's see you do it in a real fight, and there shouldn't be no issues making the fight happen, right? Right? But let's keep it going, though. Let me see what my guy Nat say. He say, they say Tank next fight is Cruz. I mean, if he fight Cruz next, there should be nobody that should have the unmitigated gall to defend this man, bro. Explain to me what the reason behind him fighting Pitbull Cruz in a rematch is. What's the reasoning for that? Somebody explain it to me. Somebody let me know. I'm going into my DMX motherfucking soliloquy right now. Somebody let me know what's the reason for him fighting Pitbull Cruz if that fight happens next, right? But the thing about that situation is it's not, if he does fight Pitbull, it ain't even surprising, right? It ain't even a surprising situation if he does fight Pitbull Cruz because all he's done over the last 5 years is fight Pitbull Cruz, right? You can put Mario Barrios and Rolly Romero and all these dudes in the same category. They all belong together in the same bucket, right? So it shouldn't be surprising that he fights Pitbull Cruz in a rematch. But the question is if he fights Pitbull Cruz in a rematch, then how do you niggas have the nerve to call Tank Davis the best at lightweight, the best at anything other than TikTok? How do y'all have the nerve to say anything like that? I'm just really trying to figure it out. Questions need answers, and Tank ain't got the answers, and neither do y'all, right? But let's keep it going. My guy G Parker say, do I have kids? Man, I'm say this. Little girl bad as shit. Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They be bad as hell. They do. They do, you know what I'm saying? But you wouldn't give your kids a treat for for bad behavior, would you? You wouldn't reward your child for bad behavior, would you? Right? If you was a manager, if you was a boss at a job, you wouldn't reward your employee for bad behavior, right? You wouldn't give them a raise when they fucking up, would you? Right? You wouldn't give your employee a raise for fucking up, would you? Right? You wouldn't buy your girl a gift for talking crazy to you in bad behavior, would you?
right? You wouldn't reward bad behavior, right? A normal human being wouldn't consider doing anything like that. So if that's the case, then why did boxing reward Tank Davis for bad behavior and fighting Ryan Garcia with these quote unquote high pay-per-view buys that we gave him, right? Why did they do that? Why did that happen? Right? And then the real question about that is this. If you're gonna reward Tank for bad behavior, which is what it really was, right? Fighting Ryan Garcia instead of Shakur's and the Tanks, then how can you expect him to do what we actually want him to do? How can you, what's his incentive for fighting the guys that we actually want to see him in the ring with, right? What's the incentive for that? We just rewarded this man 1.4 million pay-per-view buys for fighting Ryan Garcia. So what the fuck is the reason for him to get in the ring with Devin and get in the ring with Shakur when he know he can make 1.4 million pay-per-view buys fighting Ryan Garcia, right? What's the incentive behind that? Y'all got to make it make sense. But let's keep it going though. My guy Sanctus, he say WBA put Rolly in a 140-pound title fight after getting knocked the fuck out at 135. Let y'all know they rewarding popular dudes for getting stopped. Yeah, bro. Facts, bro. Facts. Tank got a fan base. So because he got a fan base, all of a sudden that make him the best fighter in boxing. But I mean, Jake Paul got a fan base. You know what I'm saying? Is Jake Paul the best fighter in boxing? Y'all dudes really we gotta learn as boxing fans, at least the fanboys do. You know, real boxing fans know the difference. But the fanboys really gotta learn how to differentiate popularity from being the best fighter in boxing. But let's keep it going though, right? Let me go back to the poll that I originally had up there. And the poll that I had up there, I asked the question a little bit earlier. I said, is Tank doing 1.4 million pay-per-view buys good for boxing, right? Let me go to the poll numbers, right? That was the question that I asked, right? Is Tank doing 1.4 million pay-per-view buys good for boxing? As of right now, I got 56% of everybody that says yes, it is good for boxing. And I got 44% of everybody that says no, it's not good for boxing. My question is the 44%, or sorry, the 56% that says that it is good for boxing, excuse me, y'all. Why is it good for boxing? I just need to know. Why is it good for boxing that Tank did 1.4 million pay-per-view buys, right? Y'all rewarded this man for fighting Ryan Garcia. So what's his incentive to get in the ring with the guys that we actually want to see him in the ring with? What's his incentive to fight Devin Haney? What's his incentive to fight Shakur Stevenson? What's his incentive to fight anybody else who we care about, right? When he know he can make $1.4 million fighting Ryan Garcia, a good fighter, but not a great fighter, right? A TikTok champion, right? An Instagram hero, Ryan Garcia. What is his incentive for getting in the ring with the undisputed champion Devin Haney when he know he can make $1.4 million 4 million pay-per-view buys for fighting Ryan Garcia? What's the incentive, right? So if there's no incentive based on Tank's track record, based on his history, the chances of him actually getting in the ring with the guys we want to see him fight are slim to none at this particular point. So my question is, how is this good for boxing? How is this good for boxing, y'all? Let me look at some comments. Let me see what y'all saying. My guy Damian Gray's in the building. What going on with you, Damian Grays? He say people want to see this fight, and when people get the fight that they want, the people will pay for it. Simple. Yeah, bro. That's all I've been saying, bro. Give me the fights I want to see, and I ain't got no problem paying for it, bro. You can take my money. I'm not that hard to please, bro. I just need a fight that I just need what I want, bro. That's all. I'm gonna pay for what I want, and I'm not gonna pay for what I don't want. I didn't want Ryan versus Tank, and I didn't buy the shit, right? But the shit still did 1.4 million pay-per-view buys according to the sources, right? It still did 1.4 million pay-per-view buys, right? So if it's able to do those kind of numbers, what's the incentive for Tank to fight any of the guys that we want to see him in the ring with, bro? That's the question, y'all. Right? Vic C say this is the area where we already know he'll knock him out. Why fight him? 1.4 million is terrible. Tank will give us more exhibitions. And this is what I'm saying, Vic C. You get me, bro. We here right now, VC. We here, fam. Ain't no incentive, bro. This man gonna say, look, bro, I can fight Pitbull in the rematch. You know what I'm saying? And do maybe a million pay-per-view ads. Or I can fight Devin. It probably do somewhere around the same, or probably do, you know what I mean? Pitbull, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna pick no Devin or no Shakur when I know I could generate them kind of numbers, right? Right? Well, that's all I'm trying to say. It's bad for boxing, bro. It's bad for boxing. My guy Sanctus say they focusing on the number in terms of pay-per-view. They aren't focusing on the long-term effect it's gonna have on the sport. We won't be good. Yeah, bro, won't be good, bro. It won't be good. My guy Mad Chad Sports Tavern in the building. What's going on with you, fam? Appreciate you for coming on through, sliding on your boy KD, man. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you. Welcome, goddamn it.
Welcome to the Chinatown. A tang, a tang.
Appreciate you, fam. My guy, super casual fragilistic expialidocious in the motherfucking building. What going on with you? He say Haney beats all of them. All Tank losses to Cambosos and Antoine Russell. Yeah, bro. All of them. Tank loses to Cambosos and Antoine Russell. I don't know that it loses to Cambosos, but I think that's a much tougher fight than anything else Tank has had. The Cambosos fight, because Cambosos is actually pretty tough, right? He's pretty tough, pretty rugged, pretty rough, unlike Ryan Garcia. I think that's a tougher fight. Do I think that's the next fight that should happen? Absolutely not. But I think that's a tough fight. Antoine Jr. Now Tank might lose to Antoine Jr. You know what I'm saying? He might lose to Antoine Jr. And those are the facts. Appreciate you, though, super catcher fragilistic XB Alladocious. My guy Sanctus in the building. He say the reasoning is Floyd, PBC, TMT, Tank all agree on going on the Latino fighting campaign. Yeah, bro, that's what they doing. They trying to build Tank. Mayweather, it actually came from Roger Mayweather. Roger Mayweather actually made a name for himself fighting a lot of Mexicans, right? He was known as the Mexican assassin. Floyd copied the blueprint, right? Doing the same thing, right? And towards the later part of his career, really towards all of his career, he did a lot of that, right? And they're using the same blueprint with Tank, you know what I'm saying? But the difference between now and then is we see it for what it is, bro, right? At the time, there were a lot of Latino fighters and stuff like that were at the top of their game, right? They were holding belts, right? It made more sense at that time. But Ryan Garcia, Pitbulls, you know what I'm saying? Like all these guys that Tank is fighting, none of these guys hold any belts, right? None of them hold any significance at lightweight, period, right? So he's really going around fighting third and fourth tier level fighters in place of the Devins and the Shakurs that we want to see him fight, right? So it's much more noticeable right now in 2023 than it was back in the 1990s, in the early 2000s when Floyd was fighting. Ain't no Oscars right now, right? Ryan is big of a TikTok star. Ryan is. He ain't no goddamn Oscar De La Hoya, right? He ain't no goddamn Oscar De La Hoya. He ain't no Juan Manuel Marquez. He ain't no Marco Antonio Barrera. He ain't no motherfucking what's the nigga name? Man, El Terrible. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Eric Morales. He ain't no Eric Morales, right? He ain't none of them guys. Not even fucking close, right? So Floyd got away with that shit. Roger got away with that shit. Ain't no Chavez's right now. They got away with that shit because there was more of a reason for it. But now you fighting second and third and fourth tier level fighters in place of Tanks, in place of Devins, and in place of Shakur's. Don't nobody respect that shit. You know what I'm saying? Vic C say he had that a few times. That boy don't want to fight. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. He don't want to fight. He really don't. He really don't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Big C say Tank and Canelo the fantasy champs. Yeah, bro. Fantasy champs, bro. TikTok champs, right? TikTok champs. What these dudes is. My guy Ill Status Boxing in the building. What's going on with your Ill Status Boxing, bro? Welcome to the
for the China Cup. A China Tong Tang, a China Tong Tong Tang.
Appreciate you for sliding on through Ill Status Boxing, man. Y'all be sure to subscribe to my guy Ill Status Boxing on YouTube, man. Appreciate you for sliding on through. My guy B Jones in that building. What going on with you, B Jones? He say he won't do those kinds of numbers with anyone else, though. What? But you see, we don't know that though. That's the only thing about it, though, B Jones. We don't know that because he ain't never been in the ring with none of these dudes. So we don't know whether or not he'll do good numbers with these other guys because we haven't seen it yet, right? But we had a lot of opportunities to see him do numbers with these guys that we don't care about. He did. It was one pay-per-view. I don't know if it was not the Rolly fight, but it was one of those fights where Tank did 70,000 pay-per-view buys, right? Maybe it was the Pitbull fight, right? 70,000 pay-per-view buys. On average, Tank does maybe like 200,000 pay-per-view buys, right? So you mean to tell me he couldn't have gotten there with Devin and did more than 200,000 pay-per-view buys? Sure, the Ryan fight generated a lot of revenue. Cool. But you telling me that if he got in the ring with Devin Haney, he wouldn't generate more than 200,000? That's what his last fight did, right? With Hector, about 200,000 pay-per-view buys. That's what all his fights normally do, right? So the Devin fight would have only gone up from the Hector fight and the Rolly fight and the Pitbull fight. So why not take them fights over those fights, right? Oh, I know, because the nigga been cherry picking the whole motherfucking time, right? He been cherry picking. My guy Sank to say, I'm calling it now. Oscar Valdez calls out Tank. He get in that fight hella quick. Oh my goodness gracious, bro. If that fight happens, man, I can't be surprised, but I will be disappointed, right? I can't be surprised, but I will be disappointed because we got Tank talking like
talk
this.
About that nigga no more. If you want to fight, nigga, set it up. You know, you can get him right. You can get in touch with him, right? If you want to fight, just tell him set it up after the Ryan fight, and that's what it is. And that's what and tell to Devin and his dad to get out my dick. Tell him that's what I said.
It's get off my dick. Is set up to fight after the Ryan fight. All that big boy shit, but you getting in the ring with Rolly Romero or Pitbull 2 next. You should be talking right now. Tank Davis should be talking to Shakur Stevenson right now. Right now. Right? But I got some more questions for y'all, bro. Got some more questions. All right. So the first question I asked was, is Tank doing $1.4 million good for boxing? 59% of y'all told me, yeah, it was good for boxing. I don't understand how, but y'all told me it was good for boxing. Fine. 41% of y'all says no, right? But I got another question for y'all, right? Because we're getting the 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. But I got another question for y'all, right? And some of y'all asked the same question. Some of y'all came to me with the answer to this next question. But I want to know. Oh hell, hold on a second. Hold on, y'all. But I want to know. I want to know, is that number real? Is that number real? That's what I want to know. Is that number, is 1.4 million pay-per-view buys real? Some of y'all answered the question a little earlier. Some of y'all answered the question a little earlier. Some of y'all answered the question. Some of y'all ignored the question. Some of y'all wasn't thinking about that. Some of y'all didn't question anything. Some of y'all was like, oh, 1.4, that's the number we riding with that. But I'm questioning it. Is that number real? 1.4 million pay-per-view buys, is that a real number, y'all? That's what I want to know. Is that number a real number? Is that a real number? Is 1.4 million pay-per-view buys real, y'all? Is it real? Or is it like a BBL, right? Is it like some fake ass and titties? Is it real? Is it real? Or is it fake like a BBL? Is it a BBL? Are these BBL pay-per-view numbers? That's what I want to know, y'all. AOA say I disagree with you, but I disagree with you. It's smart business to fight Ryan before Haney or Shakur. All right, sir, you can argue that it's smart business, but you can argue that it's smart business. What does that mean for you as a competitor though, as a warrior, as a guy talking like this though? This how Tank, this is my thing. This is how Tank talking.
I told you it's a 50-50 fight.
Ain't no 50-50 fight, nigga. How you gonna
Listen.
keep me off you and you ain't got no power? Let's talk about that.
Listen.
How you gonna keep me off you if you ain't got no power?
There's 3 people in the world that I think that could beat Tank. That would be Devin, that would be Shakur, and Tank Davis himself.
Yeah,
right.
You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me, Javante Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas cannot touch me at all. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring, and I cracked both of them. I
feel you, but check this right there.
You hear all this bravado, all this confidence. I cracked both of them. They all been in the ring with me, and I cracked both of them. You know, all this bravado. Ain't no 50-50 fight, nigga. But when it comes to the idea of the fight, is now we're talking about good business, AOA. Come on, man. My thing is, if you know you can go on and crack them, wouldn't it be better business to just crack Devin and Shakur? Right? Get them on out the way, then go to Ryan. If you know you can just crack them and that's it. Right? It ain't adding up, AOA. The math ain't mathing, bro. The math ain't mathing on this one, bro. If you know you can just crack Devin and Shakur, if you know it ain't nothing, ain't no 50-50 fight, nigga. You talking like that? You got that much confidence in yourself. Why we talking about business, bro? Wouldn't it be better business to go on and crack them? Right? To go on and crack them, get them out the way, then get to Ryan Garcia if it's such easy work. That's what I'm having a hard time understanding, AOA. That's what I'm having a hard time understanding. But let me go to the poll, because I put a question in a poll and I asked the peoples out there in the boxing highways and byways, is that number real? I got 33% everybody that say the number is real right now. Right? And then I got 67% of everybody that says the number ain't real. 67% of y'all say the number ain't real, bro. I said it a little bit earlier and I'll say it again. The PBC ain't released no official numbers. The PBC ain't released no official numbers. So how are y'all, the 33% of y'all that are convinced that these are real numbers, how do you know that they're real numbers if the PBC has yet to release official numbers? That's what I'm trying to figure out, right? How are y'all so confident that these numbers are real numbers? Right? We didn't get any official release from the PBC about what the numbers are, right? All we're hearing are from the same reporters who we got a lot of Earl Spence fans and a lot of PBC fanboys always claim are lying, right? They always say Mike Coppinger lying, Dan Raphael lying. These dudes are lying. You can't believe none of them. When it comes to Terrence Bud Crawford and what's reported or anything, you can't believe none of them. Can't trust none of them, right? But these are the same dudes that report these numbers, and everybody's supposed to believe this shit, though, right? Everybody's supposed to believe the numbers when it comes from these guys. But when it comes to them reporting on other things that doesn't necessarily suit your argument as a boxing fan, they lying now, right? They lying. 25% of everybody right now. 25% says the number is real. 75% say the number ain't real. I don't get how the 25% that says the number's real. I'm just trying to figure out how you came about that information. How did you unlock that information that the number's real? Who gave you that information that led you to be confident enough for you to say that the number's real? Because it wasn't from the PBC. I mean, that's the only person that would be able to report these numbers and you could take their word for it because they got to pay taxes on whatever number they report, right? The zone got to pay taxes on whatever number they report. So if they were officially releasing numbers, I'm more inclined to believe their numbers, right? because they got to pay taxes on whatever it is they're reporting. But none of these guys ever released any official numbers. So I'm just trying to figure out how everybody's so confident that 1.4 and 1.6 or whatever the fuck y'all saying the number is, how y'all so confident that it did everything that y'all saying it did, right? How are y'all so confident? Let me look at the comment section. Let me see what y'all talking about. My guy Sanctus say, people don't call Floyd TBE because of pay-per-view sales, do they? Do your best not to cap when responding, bro. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. You probably talking to AOA. Okay. AOA, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Okay. Y'all going back and forth. My guy Backyard Prophet say, just Google the zone buyers angry after being charged multiple times and not getting paid to watch the fight. I believe you right there, Backyard Prophet. I believe you. I believe you. I believe you, bro. I believe you. These dudes, man, these streamers say, man, first of all, errors happen. Shit happens, right? But it wouldn't be surprising to me that these dudes came up with a way to inflate the numbers, right? It wouldn't be surprising that these dudes came up with a way to overly inflate the real number, right? Right? It wouldn't be surprising to me that these dudes came up with a way to inflate the number. It wouldn't be surprising. Right? So I believe it just based on that principle. Just based on that principle. Bob Arum said that Danny Garcia and Earl Spence did 125,000 pay-per-view buys, but if you go online and you Google it, it says that they did 250,000 pay-per-view buys, right? But why would Bob Arum say it did half of what a lot of these other guys are saying that it actually did? Bob Arum just hating KD. That's what a lot of these dudes want to say. But again, if these were the real numbers, whatever it is that you guys were hearing, then why didn't PBC come out and report the number? Why didn't the zone come out and report the number? These are questions that need answers, right? So until these guys actually come out and report the real numbers, we really don't know what the fuck it is, and we're all guessing as to what it could be, right? But for me, it's very hard to believe that a fighter could go from selling 200,000 pay-per-view buys and all of a sudden be boosted up to 1.4 million pay-per-view buys, right? It's very hard to believe it, right? Not saying that it's a lie, but it's hard to believe something like that. But objectively speaking, there's no way for me to think or believe that 1.4 million pay-per-view buys is actual real number, right? My guy Sanctus said, okay, y'all talking to each other. He said those numbers are real as Tank 136-pound undisputed champion of Mexico belt. TikTok champion Tank Davis in that motherfucking building. What going on with you? My guy Super Cadger Fragilistic XP out of Doses. He say, AKD, that clip for 2012 of Spence crying and walking down the aisle, the tunnel with his hands on his lip crying after he lost in the Olympics back to back. The boy gets shook. Breaks focus easy. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know. We try not to go back to the amateurs too much out here. You know what I'm saying? I don't like talking about the amateurs too much because it's a different ball game in the pros. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes the amateur situation can tell us a lot about the pros. And when it comes to Earl Spencer, Terrence Crawford, y'all already know how I get down. Y'all already know who I know gonna win that motherfucking fight. But let's keep it going though. Let's keep it going. Sanctus like people don't call. Okay, I think I already read that already. Let me go down to the bottom. AOA say most hardcore don't refer to Floyd as such. Yeah, Floyd called himself TBE and his fanboys call him that. yeah, there ain't too many hardcores that call Floyd the best ever. You know what I'm saying? But I think you got to admit that Floyd is one of the greats for sure. He's definitely a great fighter. You could definitely go out and say that. But the best ever? Come on, man. Come on, man. It's some people that debate you whether or not he's a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? But Floyd's the best of his era. So for that reason, you got to say that he's a great fighter. But, to call him the best ever, I don't know about the best ever. But let's keep it going, though. Let's keep it going. I'm going to read this poll, and then I got another question for y'all, bro. So I asked y'all, is the number real? I got 20% of y'all that said the number is real. I don't know what y'all talking about, but y'all say the number is real. And I got 80% of y'all that say the number is not real. I agree with the 80% of y'all that the number is not real. Let me ask y'all another question. No, let me ask y'all another question. Let me ask y'all another question. And this is the meat and potatoes. This is the meat and potatoes of what we're talking about right here. The meat and potatoes. Who should Tank fight next? That's what I want to know. We're going to put a poll in here. Who should Tank fight next? Who should he fight next, y'all? Because this the meat and potatoes right here. This the meat and potatoes right here. So I want y'all to listen to the question. Who should Tank fight next? Who should Tank fight next? Because the next question I'm going to ask y'all is who will Tank fight next? Right? Two different questions. All right? Two different questions. So I'm asking y'all the question. Who should Tank fight next? Who should Tank fight next? That's what I want to know. That's what I need y'all to tell me. Who should Tank fight next? I know it's gonna be a lot of people that vote for Devin. I know a lot of people gonna vote for for Pitbull, right? It's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna vote for No Name. You know what I'm saying? But who should Tank fight next? You see, y'all see what the title of the live is? The TikTok champion Tank Davis. I believe that Tank should fight Shakur Stevenson next. That's who he should fight next. That's who he should fight next. I understand that him and Devin got a lot of history. I understand that they've been talking back and forth on Twitter. They've been yakety smacking and they've been gabbing at each other. I understand they've been going back and forth with each other for a while. I understand all that. I understand all that. Right? But the guy he should fight next is Shakur Stevenson. That's who he should fight next. Right? And why should he fight Shakur Stevenson next? Because Shakur Stevenson is available. Tank is available. Right? They're both available. Devin is the only one who got a fight scheduled for next month or this month, should I say? So while Devin has a fight scheduled, shouldn't Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis be negotiating to make a fight right now as we speak? Shouldn't that be happening right now? Shouldn't Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis, two guys who just fought and have nothing on the table right now for the foreseeable future, shouldn't these guys right now be negotiating to make a fight right now? They are both available. There's nothing holding them back. You ain't gotta, Tank ain't gotta collect his belts on his side of the street because he ain't got no motherfucking belts, right? Shakur ain't gotta collect his belts on his side of the street because he ain't got no motherfucking belts, right? Both these guys are top 5 in their respective division. I think most people will give them that, right? So shouldn't the two top 5 fighters in the division fight each other in order to determine who's gonna fight the champion? Shouldn't that be how it is? Shouldn't that be what we get next? Right? Shouldn't that be what we get next? Right? And Shakur said, hey man, I get that I'm the B-side. He came out his mouth and said, hey, I'll be the B-side. It's all up to Tank, right? So even if Tank want to come out here and sound like Earl Spence and say this shit
at the welterweight division, and he gotta take a back seat and take that 60-40 or 7-30, whatever we give him.
If we fight, it's gonna be.
So even if Tank want to say he got to take the 60-40, 70-30, or whatever we give him,
Shakur pretty much said in other words that he'd be okay with taking that in order to make the fight happen. So what's the motherfucking problem, y'all? Why can't that fight happen next? Somebody let me know. I'm going into my DMX shit. Somebody let me know. Why can't that fight happen next? Why shouldn't that fight happen next? Y'all both available. Nobody got a belt. No, there's no mandatory obligations on the line, right? Shakur ain't got no mandatory. Tank ain't got no mandatory obligations. There's absolutely no reason for the fight not to happen. Absolutely no reason for the fight not to happen. It shouldn't be no reason, nothing when it comes to the side of the street, right? It shouldn't be nothing about that because we know that Al don't hold back his fighters, according to Deontay Wilder, when he says this shit, right? Damn, I can't even find a goddamn clip. Hold on. Oh yeah, when it come to Tom Brown, when he says this shit, here we go.
It's the fighters. It's always the fighters. When they ask for something and it's a fight that can be made, we're going to go do it. We've worked with Top Rank, many times in the past, and it seems like the relationship's just been getting better and better. And I'm looking forward to tonight. It's been
Al don't hold back his fighters on things. He may give his suggestion on this and that or whatever, but pretty much who we want, we gonna get.
Pretty much who we want, we gonna get. We had a relationship with Top Rank. It just seems like the relationship just keeps getting better and better. It just seems like it keeps getting better and better. So there's no reason for the fight not to happen, right? So why can't Tank make the fight with Shakur Stevenson right now on Top Rank? Shouldn't that be the next fight? Both of them ain't got nothing to do. Nobody got no belt. There's no obligations. There's no mandatories, right? We ain't got to get no sanctioned bodies involved. All we got to do is make the fight. Right between two of the top 5 lightweights in the division. That should be the next fight right now. And the winner should fight Devin Haney, right? For all the belts. Isn't that how it should be? Shouldn't these guys have to earn their way to an undisputed championship fight? Isn't that how it's supposed to go? You earn your way to the undisputed title rather than you just somehow, some way being placed in position to fight the champion, which is what it would be if Tank got a shot right at Devin or Shakur got a shot at Devin. Shouldn't the top 5 guys square off to get the shot at the champion? Somebody let me know what Tank or Shakur has done to get a shot at Devin Haney. And I'm not saying that to say that I wouldn't mind seeing a fight between either of them and Devin Haney, but I need to know what they did in order to put themselves in a position to get a fight with Devin Haney, the undisputed champion in the first place, right? What did they do? Absolutely nothing. So what they should do, Tank and Shakur should fight each other, right? But let me see what y'all had to say about this shit, bro. Let me see what y'all had to say. I asked the question. I say, who should Tank fight next? 29% of y'all say Shakur Stevenson. I got 43% of y'all that says Devin Haney. And look, I got 29% of y'all that says no name, right? That Tank should fight a no-name fighter, bro. Y'all funny as hell, bro. Tank should fight a no-name, bro. Y'all funny as hell. My guy AOA say I don't give Loma a shot. I do give Loma a shot. Loma got a shot to beat Devin. I don't think it's gonna happen. But he got a shot to beat Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? If Tank, the fact is the winner should fight. Tank and Shakur should fight next. That's the fact of the matter, right? AOA say I'm paying for Haney versus Loma. So am I. I'm paying for that fight too, bro. I'm paying for that fight too. That's a good ass fight. That's the kind of fight that boxing needs, right? 2 of the best lightweights squaring up, right? That's how it should be, bro. I ain't mad at that at all.
Backyard Prophet say Shakur scared off the other contenders. Yeah, he did, bro. They don't want no smoke. They don't want no smoke. And the other contenders include Tank Davis as it stands right now, because Tank Davis, as the A side, as the quote unquote face of boxing, that's what these niggas are saying right now. As the A side, the next fight that he should be against Shakur Stevenson, right? Because according to Tank Davis, he can crack both of them, right? Ain't that right, Tank? When you say this?
I told you it's a 50-50 fight.
Ain't no 50-50 fight, nigga. How you gonna keep me off you and you ain't got no power? Let's talk about that. How you gonna keep me off you if you ain't got no power?
There's 3 people in the world that I think that could beat Tank. That would be Devin, that would be Shakur, and Tank Davis himself.
Yeah,
right.
You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me, Javante Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas cannot touch me at all. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring, and I cracked both of them.
They can't touch you. Is that why you decided to fight any and everybody but them? Is that why you did that, Tank? Is that why you did that? Because if they couldn't touch you like you say they couldn't touch you, then it should have been nothing to make the fight over the last 5 years. But instead of that, you decided to fight pit bulls, you decided to fight Ryans, you decided to fight Hectors, you decided to fight Rollies, you decided to fight all these guys that nobody really gives a fuck about, instead of fighting the guys that we want to send you in the ring with, which would be a Devin and a Shakur, right? And a Tevin Farmer and a Gary Russell and a Vasil Lomachenko, you know, the guys who are actually the best in the division and not top 10 like the guys you've been fighting, right? But let's keep it going though. Let's keep going with these comments. Let me see what you're talking about. My guy super fragilistic SB Aladosha say 80-20 a nigga. Yeah, bro. Shakur say he wouldn't even mind it if Tank tried to 80-20 him. He just said send the contract. Tank just said send the contract, bro. That's all he said, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we can't get no straight answer out of Tank. Somebody tell me why Tank ain't trying to make the fight with Shakur next. Shakur is available. Shakur just fought. There's no issues with making the cross-promotional fights because we got Tom Brown saying it's the fighters. It's always the fighters, right? It's always the fighters. Right? And Deontay Wilder saying
don't hold back his fighters on things. He may give his suggestion on this and that or whatever, but what pretty much who we want, we gonna get.
All day, every day, man. AOA say Floyd in my top 20 to 25 for sure. Yeah, he up there, man. He up there in the top 20. But you pound for pound, like number 1 is kind of crazy. Yeah, bro. Nah. Tank to say Haney for the undisputed crown and Hall of Fame honors. Yeah, man, he getting up there, bro. The dude gonna beat Lomachenko, man. Haney over there. Haney chasing greatness, bro. He ain't worried about all the goofy shit going on in the background, bro. I got a lot of respect for Devin Haney, bro. He'll go back and forth with a nigga on Twitter, but at the same time, he's doing what he got to do to cement himself as one of the best fighters in the sport, right? He doing what he got to do at the same time. When these other niggas are fighting for TikTok belts. These other niggas are fighting for Instagram belts, right? And then portraying themselves as if they're the best in boxing, when in all actuality, they not, right? You the best in boxing, but you ain't holding no belt. Oh, the belts don't matter, KD. They don't matter at all. So why the fuck do these niggas go out of their way to fight for them if they don't matter? If they don't matter, why the fuck we see Tank and Ryan and all these pictures with belts around their motherfucking waist, right? Why does Tank come to the ring with a motherfucking belt if they don't matter? Why does Ryan come to the ring with a belt if they don't matter, right? Why these niggas show up with belts if it don't matter, bro? Why do they promote these fights as championship fights if the belts don't matter? But KD, wait! But wait, that's not what we're talking about, KD. We're talking the belts matter. I thought you said they don't matter. Right? You niggas contradict yourself left, right, and center. At the end of the day, Devin Haney is the undisputed champion. Right? And y'all got to get that man his props. Y'all got to give him his props. Right? Go back to the comment. I got Drico Bay in the motherfucking building. What going on with you, Drico? Salute to you, Drico. Appreciate you for coming on through, man. Appreciate you for coming on through. You know what I'm saying? He say, it's two people Tank scared of. One Loma, two Shakur. You don't want no Shakur smoke, man, but that's what we need to fight next, bro. He's saying, I mean, according to Tank, he cracked both of them, right? He cracked both of them. Here go Tank right here. He cracked.
I told you it's a 50-50 fight.
Ain't no 50-50 fight, nigga. How you gonna keep me off you and you ain't got no power? Let's talk about that. How you gonna keep me off you if you ain't got no power?
There's three people in the world that I think that could beat Tank. That would be Devin, that would be Shakur, and Tank Davis himself.
Yeah,
right.
You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me, Javante Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas cannot touch me at all. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring, and I cracked both of them.
They can't touch you, but you refuse to get in the ring with them. How you manage that? Where they do that at? Right? But let me go back to the poll, and then I got another question for y'all. So I asked the question, who should Tank fight next? Right now, I got 30% of everybody that says Shakur. I got 40% of everybody that says Devin. And I got 30% of everybody that says no name. Well, y'all funny as hell for that, bro. Y'all funny as hell for that. Let me ask y'all another question. Man. Here go another one for y'all. The next question I have for y'all, and I told you about it already. Who will Tank fight next? So I asked y'all who should Tank fight next. Y'all told me who he should fight next. Right? Which is Shakur Stevenson. But now I'm asking y'all the question, who will Tank fight next? Two different questions. Should be two different answers. It shouldn't be two different answers. Really. It really shouldn't be. Right? It really shouldn't be two different answers. It really should be the same answers as far as who he should fight next. But now I'm asking y'all the question, who will Tank fight next? We done found out who he should fight next. Most of y'all voted for Devin. I picked Shakur. I think he should fight Shakur before Devin. Right? But now I'm asking the question, who will Tank fight next? Right? Is it going to be another no name? Right? Because that's what I think. That's what I'm voting on. Right? Which is sad. Because you would think with a guy who's supposedly supposed to be the best fighter, right, in lightweight, you would think that that guy next would fight the most requested opponent, which would be either Shakur or Devin. For me, it's Shakur, but for y'all, it's Devin. You would think that that would be the next choice. But because of how boxing is, because of how we seen Tank Davis run his career over the last 5 years, it leads most reasonably thinking people to believe that that ain't gonna be the next opponent. It ain't gonna be no Shakur. It ain't gonna be no Devin, but some no-name motherfucker, right? Or Pitbull Cruz, motherfucker he done fought already, right? But I'm asking y'all the question: who will Tank fight next, right? Who will he fight next? My guy Sanctus say, in my opinion, he fighting a winner of Rolly Romero versus Ismael Barroso title winner. Makes Tank a 2-division champ. Oh my goodness gracious, man. Horrible. If that's who he fighting next, that is horrible. 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 And y'all won't take if that's who he fight next, y'all won't Tank to put all this respect on his name. Y'all won't do to put all this respect on Tank name. But if that's who he fights next, man, oh man, oh man. This same dude who just said this.
That nigga no more. If you want to fight, nigga, set it up. You know, you can get him right. You can get in touch with him, right? If you want to fight, just tell him set it up after the Ryan fight, and that's what it is. And that's what and tell to Devin and his dad to get off my dick. Tell him that's what I said.
Get off my dick. You can set it up. Set up the fight right after the Ryan fight. He can set it up. He can set it up. But that's who you gonna fight next. Why real boxing fans ain't got no fight that you gonna fight Devin like you said you were gonna fight Devin? You talking about Devin need to set it up, right? He got to get off your dick. All this old shit. But when it comes to the idea of actually making the fight, now we getting different shit coming out your mouth, bro. Now you got to leave it up to your promoter, right? Now we got to leave it up to your promoter. Now it's all this different ass shit. Let's see what it actually is, though. My guy Backyard Prophet say Tank going to fight JoJo Diaz or Zapata. Oh my God. Horrible. 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 My guy Haney's Legacy in the motherfucking building. What's going on with your Haney's Legacy? Welcome to the channel.
Welcome to the Chinatown.
Appreciate you for coming on through, my guy. Sanctus in the building. Sanctus say, I agree it's horrible, but we've been moving horribly for years, for real, for real. They not doing any audibles. Yeah, man. You know. The harsh reality, bro. The harsh reality, Sanctus. You not wrong at all, bro. They not pulling no audibles. They not going against the game plan. And it's sad because it reveals what the game plan actually is, which is to line up all insignificant fights, all fights that we know Tank can win, line up all those fights and discard all the fights that the fans actually want to see, right? Promote Tank as the best fighter in boxing or the best lightweight. When in all actuality, we don't really want to put him in the ring with the best lightweights. We don't really want to put him in the ring with the guys that we actually want to see him in the ring with. The fans by that, right? So you absolutely right, Sanctus, when you say that, bro. Absolutely right. Let me go to the poll because I got the poll popping off right now. And look, this is probably the saddest poll I've ever seen in my life. I asked the question, who will Tank fight next? I got 0% of everybody that says Shakur. I got 0% of everybody that says Devin. I got 50% of everybody that says no name. And I got 50% of everybody that says Pitbull Cruz, bro. What does boxing come to when the fans don't have any faith that the fights that we want to see happen actually happen? Right? Now it's 25%. So 25% of y'all think that Tank is going to fight Shakur next. Very interesting. Very interesting, y'all who think this. I would really like to know. I need y'all to comment in here. I would really like to know why y'all believe that Tank will fight Shakur next. I really want to believe y'all. Y'all put that in the comments. Why do y'all believe that fight happens next? Why do y'all believe that Tank is going to try to make that fight when it's been about 5 years and Tank hasn't tried to make any significant fights that we want to see him make? At first, they blamed Mayweather. They said, oh, it was Mayweather. Mayweather's the reason, KD. Mayweather doesn't want to see Tank shine, KD. He doesn't want to see him shine. And that's the reason why. Right? That was what these niggas came up with as excuses. And then Tank said he was leaving Mayweather. Then he's not leaving Mayweather. Then he is leaving Mayweather. Then he's not leaving Mayweather. I mean, it's always a different story all the way across the board. We don't know what the fuck it is at the end of the goddamn day. Right? We don't know what it is at the end of the goddamn day, right? But we do know that Tank never fought them guys that we wanted him to fight. That's what we do know. That's what we do know, right? But as of right now, I got 25% of everybody that says that Tank will fight Shakur next. 38% of everybody that says he fights a no name. Now it's 44%. 44% of y'all says he fights a no name. 33% of y'all says that he fights Pitbull next, man. Just sad, bro. Just sad, 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 sad. Sad, bro. My guy AOA says, KD, we got a lot of the best fighting the best over the past few years, though. Really? Did we now? We got a lot of the best fighting the best. We have seen a lot of undisputed matchups. Maybe that's what you mean. So we got Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano as an undisputed matchup. We saw Terrence Crawford become undisputed. We saw Canelo Alvarez become undisputed. We saw some guys become undisputed. But I don't know that I would necessarily classify that as the best fighting the best per se. There's been a few matchups like that. But, you know, not as many as there should be. Not as many as if we went back to the Roy Jones decade or era. Not as many as if we went back to the 80s, right? Or the early 2000s. Not as many as those. You know. Maybe if you're comparing it to 2020, I don't know. This year or 2022 compared to 2021 and 2020, maybe. AOA said I could name 30 fights. What the 30 fights said, bro? Name the 30 fights. Shit, name 5. You might be able to name 5, but it's gonna take you some time. And I guarantee you, those best versus the best fights that you're gonna tell me about is probably gonna be very subjective as far as what your opinion of best versus the best is. Like maybe you could say Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor, they fought for undisputed. That was a good one. Castaño, like we saw some undisputed matchups. But again, I don't know that you can call that the best versus the best in all of those scenarios. Some of them, yeah, but all of them, nah. And the damn show ain't as much as there should be at this particular point in boxing. You know what I'm saying? My guy Don Vaughn in the motherfucking building. What going on with you, Don Vaughn? He say, salute. Tank gonna fight. Tank gonna rematch Gamboa. Oh my goodness gracious, man. That is crazy, man. That is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy, bro. Gamboa. Ha ha. Hey, man. Hey, look, I would not be surprised, bro. I would not be surprised if he do fight Gamboa, bro. I would not be surprised. These dudes want to take the easy route, bro. These dudes want to take the easy route.
Wait till he get a belt. Yeah. He ain't did nothing in the welterweight today. When he get a belt, you want to go over there. Keith Thurman want to go over there. And now y'all want to say, oh, I ain't fought nobody. But I got a belt now, so
okay. Sean Porter got a belt too.
So now
Sean Porter got a belt too. Sean Porter. So why am I go to easy road and you not Sean Porter out? So why am I go to easy road and you not Sean Porter out?
Yeah, you do want to go the easy route. My guy AOA talking about the problem is he talking about people don't watch nothing but 4 or 5 divisions. I mean, there's truth to that. There's truth to that. So you gonna go out, you gonna name flyweights and straw weights and shit. You gonna name cruiserweights and shit like that, bro. You know, I mean, you gonna, you know, you make a good point. You make a good point with that, you know. It's still not valid as it pertains to this, what I'm talking about, right? What I'm talking about. Because this is a huge part of boxing, these weight classes that we're talking about. You know, the lightweights, the junior lightweights, the junior welterweights, the welterweights, the junior middleweights, the middleweights, the light heavyweights, the super middleweights. Like this is a big part of boxing too. As a matter of fact, the casual fan part of boxing, the part of boxing where a lot of fans tune into, I would wager to say is a more important part of boxing because it's the face of boxing, right? It's the face of boxing. When you think about boxing, you think about welterweights and you think about heavyweights. These are the representatives of boxing. So if they're not doing well, the sport ain't doing well, bro. The welterweight divisions and the lightweight divisions and the heavyweight divisions, these dudes are supposed to lead the pack, right? These are supposed to be the leaders of the pack. You know what I mean? The whether these divisions do well or not is a direct reflection of the sport of boxing. Right? And you know that AOA, you can name straw weights and you could fly weights and cruiser weights and where the best is fighting the best. You can name those divisions and that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. You say I just killed my own art. Do we have a problem, AOA? AOA, do we have a problem, bro? Do we have a problem, bro? Do we have a problem?
We got a problem too, bitch? I said, do we have a problem? Oh, you got a problem, buddy. Right here. Here's your problem. Right there. Right there. All right. Yeah. All right. Play a little game, baby. Right here. I said, do we have a problem? Huh? Oh, USSR. Now you better get your stank asses up out of here before I cause a nuclear holocaust up in here, fool. Well, let's go, let's go. Oh, come on now. A little bit Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
We got a problem, AOA. Do we got a problem? Do we got a problem? Do we got a problem? Okay, my beautiful lady in here. Hey, baby, how you doing? You supposed to be working over here at my live ear hustling and eye hustling. What you got going on? Oh man. Man, how I killed my own argument, AOA. What you talking about, fam? What you talking about, AOA, man? You talking about the flyweights and the straw weights and the come on, man. You talking about the booger weights and come on, bro. Come on, man. I watched them divisions too. But the bigger problem is always going to be the most watched divisions, which are the welterweights, the junior middleweights, That's always going to be the bigger representation of boxing. It just is. And the health of those divisions is a direct reflection of the sport of boxing in itself. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's keep it going though. Facts. Don't want to say facts. Tank did over the 300,000 pay-per-view buys prior to fighting Ryan. So who really sold more pay-per-views? Yeah, bro. That's true. That's a very good point. How you go from 200,000 pay-per-views up to 1,000,000 plus pay-per-views, right? If you're gonna say that Tank is a big star, then you gotta attribute a lot of that to Ryan Garcia, right? Didn't Ryan Garcia generate a lot of them pay-per-view buys, right? I mean, that's like 4 times more than anything Tank Davis has done before. So that's a really good point right there, Don Bond. Don Vaughn, he destroyed Spence. That was hilarious. Man, backyard prophet say, give us Tank versus Tia. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my god. Anyway, it's like because Tank versus Haney isn't a big fight or Shakur. That's for us hardcores. Tank versus man, listen. That's a convenient argument, bro. You know, that's a convenient argument that a lot of the big wigs and the suits like going with. But the fact of the matter is, Tank versus Pitbull ain't a big fight. Tank versus Rolly Romero ain't a big fight. Tank versus Mario Barrios ain't a big fight. Tank versus Hector Garcia ain't a big fight. So those fights weren't big fights. So why can't you use the same energy that you used to put those fights together to put Tank versus Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney? Could it be because those fights are a little bit too risky? Could it be because you ain't got faith that Tank is gonna actually win those fights? Could it be because Tank can't crack them dudes as easily as what he been saying, that he can crack them guys and it's easy peasy, right? Let Tank just tell the story, right? He can just crack them, right?
I told you it's a 50-50 fight.
Ain't no 50-50 fight, nigga. How you gonna keep me off you and you ain't got no power? Let's talk about that. How you gonna keep me off you if you ain't got no power?
There's 3 people in the world that I think that could beat Tank. That would be Devin, that would be Shakur, and Tank Davis himself.
Yeah,
right.
You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me, Javante Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas cannot touch me at all. They all been in the ring with me. They all.
Them niggas cannot touch me, but you refuse to get in the ring with them. I'm just trying to figure out how that works. Right? So let me go to the poll. I asked the question, who will Tank fight next? 17% of y'all say it's gonna be Shakur. 8% of y'all say it's gonna be Devin. 42% of y'all say it's gonna be a no name, and 33% of y'all say it's gonna be Pitbull. So the majority of the people are voting for no name, and that's exactly who I'm going with. Right? So the last and final question I'm gonna ask y'all today, bro. The last and final question I'm gonna ask y'all. And this is gonna be a real important question for y'all, right? It's gonna be a real important question for y'all. I want to know, is Tank the face of boxing after beating Ryan Garcia? Is Tank the face of boxing? Right? That's what I want to know, y'all. Is Tank the face of boxing? Is he the face of boxing? Because Tank versus Haney isn't a big fight, or Shakur. That's for us hard fans. Okay, I already read that already. AOA said, Boxer died. You right, but Tank can make the same money essentially. So why would Mayweather or Al risk it? And this is exactly what I was saying earlier. This is exactly why I said Tank doing 1.4 million pay-per-view buys is bad for boxing. That's exactly why I said that. Because you reward this man for doing things that he shouldn't do. You reward this man for bad behavior. So now what's the incentive for him to get in the ring with guys like Devin and Shakur? What's the incentive to do that? You already gave him all your money for fighting Ryan Garcia, right? You already gave him all your pay-per-view money for fighting Ryan Garcia. So why the fuck does he need to get in the ring with Shakur and with Devin Haney, guys? We actually want to see him fight. What's the reason for him doing that? That's exactly what I was saying, AOA. That's exactly what I was saying. There's no incentive at this particular point in time, right? So because there's no incentive, the chances of it actually happening are slim none. I know I could, if I'm Tank Davis, I know I could make the same money fighting Shakur and Devin that I could make it fighting Pitbull Cruz again in a rematch, right? Or Rolly Romero in a rematch. I know I could make damn near the same money. I just made sold 1 million pay-per-view buys fighting Ryan Garcia. Why do I need to get in the ring with Shakur and Devin? Why? It don't make no sense. Right? So you saying exactly what I was saying, bro. Exactly what I was saying, AOA. Don said that's the problem with boxing. They only bring in money when it comes to killers. Yeah, bro. Right? If I'm a difficult fight, I gotta sell pay-per-view buys in order to get you in the ring, right? But I never seen Pitbull on a pay-per-view card. I never seen Mario Barrios on a pay-per-view card before Tank Davis. I never saw any of these dudes on a pay-per-view card before Tank Davis. Nobody ever worried or wondered about their ability to sell pay-per-views prior to getting in the ring with Tank. But when it comes to Devin, when it comes to Shakur, all of a sudden it's a huge issue. Oh, well, they don't sell. They don't bring nothing to the table. Right? All this duck language bullshit that comes into play only when real credible threats are brought to the table and to the forefront, right? But to answer the question, y'all, I asked y'all if Tank Davis was the face of boxing. Let me go to the poll right now. I got 33% of y'all that says yes. I don't know how. And so now it's 25% of y'all that says yes. And I got 75% of y'all that says no. 75% of y'all that says no. But the reality of the situation is this, bro. Not only to me is Tank not the face of boxing, but I don't think I don't think boxing has a face right now. I don't think there is a face of boxing as one fighter right now. I don't think there was that. I don't think there's been a face of boxing since Floyd Mayweather, right? These dudes like throwing around these words like face of boxing. To me, the face of boxing is somebody who not only is a popular fighter, but somebody who's also the best in and or around their respective divisions. And we don't have nobody like that in boxing. We don't got nobody like that in boxing. We got a few guys that can sell, but we ain't got no guys that can sell and also are regarded as the best in and or around their respective weight divisions, right? We ain't got nobody like that right now, bro. We ain't got nobody like that. Tank Davis can sell. We can see that now, according to what's happening, but he can't. Well, he's not known as the best guy in and or around his weight division. He's not, because the division that he's at, there's a guy who's holding all the belts, right? Who's known as the undisputed champion. And for that reason, we can't acknowledge Tank as the best in and or around his weight division, because there's already a guy who lays claim to that very title, right? You got Canelo Alvarez, who could have possibly made a claim, but Canelo Alvarez was recently beat by Dimitri Bivol, right? Canelo Alvarez got schooled by Floyd Mayweather, right? Canelo Alvarez arguably lost a bunch of fights in and or around his weight division. So for that reason, he was never known as the best guy in and or around his weight division. We got Anthony Joshua, who also a guy who can sell, beat some of the best competition in and or around his weight division, right? But lost to Andy Ruiz, lost to these guys, and for that reason, we can't acknowledge him as the best in and all around his weight division, even though we can sell. I don't think boxing has a face right now, y'all. I don't think boxing has a face. Not only do I think that Tank Davis is not the face of boxing, I don't think boxing has a face right now. Point blank, period, in the discussion. But let me go to the poll. I asked the question, is Tank Davis the face of boxing? 17% of y'all said yes. 83% of y'all said no. I see AOA in the back talking about you capping. What I'm capping, bro, AOA? What I'm capping about? What I'm capping about, AOA? Go ahead, fam. AOA say, how can I send my info? I want to get your advice on something. Go ahead. You got a question? Put it in the chat. If it's something else, you can shoot me an email. Email is in the description. But what I'm capping about, bro? Who in boxing is not only popular but also the best in and or around their weight division? The guy who probably is the closest to that claim is probably Terrence Crawford. That's the guy who's probably closest to that. Canelo has the undisputed championship belt, but he just lost to Dimitri Bivol. I mean, you can't say a guy is the best in and or around his weight division coming off of a loss. You know what I'm saying? He beat Triple G for a third time, but that didn't mean much. You get ready to fight John Ryder, that doesn't mean much. Right? He beats David Benavidez, we can have that conversation again. Anthony Joshua just lost. Just lost to Alexander Usyk. You know what I'm saying? Just lost to Alexander Usyk. Popular fighter, but not the best at heavyweight. Not the best at heavyweight. Canelo Alvarez, popular fighter, not the best. You know what I mean? But let me go back to the poll, man. I asked the question. I said, is Tank Davis the face of boxing? I got 14% of y'all that said, yes, he is the face of boxing. 86% of y'all that say, no, he is not the face of boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's what we looking like right now. But AOA, I need you to go ahead and tell me what I'm capping about, bro. What I'm capping about? I need to know what I'm capping about. Enlighten your boy. What I'm capping about.
Avoiding him. Like I said, I'm gonna get these belts over here. Then I'm gonna come take Terrence Crawford belt because I said I'm gonna be undisputed welterweight champion of the world. So the only way to make that happen is to take his belt. So I mean, nobody's avoiding him.
Am I capping about how the face of boxing needs to be popular and be the best in and or around their weight division? Am I capping about how Canelo is, in fact, the best in and or around his weight division, even though he just lost? Am I capping about how AJ is the best in and or around his weight division, even though he just lost? Am I capping about Tank Davis losing or Tank Davis not fighting the best, therefore can't be the best? What am I capping about exactly? That's what I need to know. Frank to say Canelo has only been considered the best in one division, 168, and that is because he squirmed his way around Benavidez. He sure did squirm his way around Benavidez. He sure did. He sure did. That boy hurried up and collected all them belts. That boy hurried up and collected all them belts before Benavidez could have a chance to do anything. And then when Benavidez came into the picture, he moved up to 175 to fight Bivol, right? And let's not forget about the fact that Canelo moved up from 160 to 168 when it could have been undisputed at 160 and fought Demetrius Andrade. And then got away from his mandatory Jamal Charlo. And let's not forget about Canelo leaving 154 when he could have been undisputed at 154, but decided to move up to 160 and fight Triple G at the time, right? Canelo has never, ever been considered the best really at any weight division, even though he's undisputed. Canelo might be the only exception to the rule when it comes to being an undisputed champ and not being the best at your weight division, only because of what he did and how he acquired what he acquired, right? But he was pretty close because he's a popular fighter and he was undisputed, and you can consider him one of the best fighters at his division. Right. AOA say Joe Louis, Mike Tyson, Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez, Sugar Ray Leonard have all been the faces of boxing, but everybody I just named weren't the best at the time they were the best. What are you talking about? They weren't the best at the time they were the best? Bro, AOA, what you said, bro? They were the best, but they weren't the best at the time they were the best? What you mean, bro? We talking about the face of boxing. Maybe you getting confused, AOA. Maybe you getting confused. We talking about the face of boxing. Now, if you're talking about a time that Floyd Mayweather wasn't the face of boxing, when he was pound for pound number one, I'm not talking about that. You said didn't mean the second part. He said, "Man, send the link." I'm actually not gonna be on that long. So I'm gonna end it up real. I'm gonna end this actually real soon in a second. But Joe Louis, Mike Tyson, Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez, Sugar Ray Leonard have been the faces of boxing, but everybody I just named weren't the best at the time they were the best. Okay, so clarify, write down, clarify what it is you talking about. Sank this on your helmet. Sank this like, what the fuck? That made 0 sense. Oh man, sank this on your helmet, bro. Sank this on your helmet, man. But I'm not understanding where you're coming from. So clarify for me. Take your time and type. We'll wait on it. We'll wait on it a few minutes. But I'm finna end this shit real soon. So I don't want to drop no links. I'm gonna end it soon. You know what I'm saying? And I already know if you get on here, Modest, we're gonna be on here another 5 hours. I already know. I done learned my lesson. I already know. We're not gonna do that today. That's what we're not gonna do. That's what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna do that today. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But clarify, bro. These dudes were everybody who you name. Joe Louis, Mike Tyson. Joe Louis was the face at the time. Mike Tyson was at the time. Oscar De La Hoya was at the time. But the difference between all these guys and Canelo Alvarez, Sugar Ray Leonard was the best at the time. So you saying that when they were the best, are you saying that when they were considered the face of boxing, they weren't the best in their division? That's what you're trying to say, Ayo, Modest. That's what you're trying to say. Because I would argue that after they had lost a certain amount of luster, that they were no longer the face of boxing. They were a popular fighter, but they were no longer the face based on my criteria of what being a face is. Being the best fighter, right, in and or around your weight division, and at the same time being a popular fighter. But all these fighters that you named, there was a point in time where they were the best fighter in and or around their weight division, and they were the most popular fighter, right? And I didn't even say that they got to be the most popular fighter, just a popular fighter. You could be a popular fighter and not the most popular fighter, then be the best fighter in and or around your weight division. And in my opinion, you're going to be the face of boxing. You know what I mean? But if you're a popular fighter and you're not the best in and or around your weight division, you're not the face of boxing. You're not. Your face of Instagram, TikTok, You know what I'm saying? AOA say those names I stated plus Ali were the faces during their run. They were popular fighters, but again, when I named those fighters, at one time they were the best in and or around your weight division, right? And they were popular fighters. That's my criteria for being the face of boxing. But at no point can you ever say that Tank is a popular fighter and the best in and or around his weight division. At no point can you say that Canelo Alvarez was the best fighter and the most popular fighter. You can't say that about Canelo Alvarez, right? Maybe you could make an argument like that for AJ. Maybe. But AJ, it didn't last long enough for AJ to be the face of boxing, right? You said Tank ain't shit. AOA say Sugar Ray Robinson was the best, but wasn't the face if you look it up. I'm not saying Sugar Ray Leonard was a face. I mean, Sugar Ray Robinson was a face. Sugar Ray Robinson was a kind of like a virtually an unknown guy. You know, niggas didn't really know about Sugar Ray Leonard until years after. Now, Sugar Ray Leonard is a different story. At one point, he was the best and the most popular fighter. And the thing about it is, back in the day, you became the most popular fighter by being the best fighter. Now you could skip all that shit now, bro. You don't gotta be the best fighter to be the most popular fighter now, AOA. You get what I'm trying to say. Nowadays, you ain't even gotta be the best fighter. Ryan Garcia ain't even won a belt yet. Name any era in boxing where there's a fighter as popular as Ryan Garcia, right? Who had never been a champion. Name somebody. You can't name nobody like that because of this social media era where niggas can get away with that goofy ass shit. But you can't get away with that shit back in the day. You had to be one of the best fighters for the best fighter in order for you to even get that kind of notoriety and popularity, in order for you to even be considered as a face in boxing, right? So that's part of my point. These dudes had to fight their way to that kind of attention, but while fighting their way, they were considered as the best while being the most popular fighter in the sport of boxing. Let me read some more comments and then I'm going to go and wrap it up. My guy AOA say, actually, Tyson would have been the face during Oscar run as well, so he get taken out. But Tyson had his own era too after maybe before De La Hoya. He said, JD, take his wrench and hit him with it. Might knock some sense to bro. Oh man. Hey, my guy AOA do this for fun, bro. I feel like he a contrarian. My guy AOA. I ain't mad at it though. Hey, said Tank ain't shit. He sure enough ain't shit. My guy Psych just say that's because Robinson fought in his era when the heavyweight champs ruled no matter how good you were at the lighter weight classes, no one was bigger than the heavyweights. Yeah, bro. Yeah. You right about that. Facts on facts, scientists. Fact on top of facts, man. All right, man. We'd have been on here about 2 hours, 12 minutes, man. I've been rambling, bro. I'm going to go ahead and wrap the show up, man. I appreciate everybody for sliding through, man. Gonna make it a short one tonight, man. If y'all new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. And everybody, and I do mean everybody, be sure to hit the goddamn like button. I need to start getting back. I'm gonna start dropping some videos back soon again, bro. We gearing up again. I'm in a bit of a transition period of what's going on right now. Some shit done changed, so that's why you don't see too many uploads from me. But we gonna get back in it real soon, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the live up, bro. Hey, once again, bro, I appreciate all y'all for sliding through, man. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. You know what I'm saying? Let me end the poll real quick, man. I asked the question, is Tank Davis the face of boxing? 12% of everybody that said yes. 88% of everybody that said no. So we're going to end that poll, man. And we're going to wrap it on up, man. All right, man. I'm going to holler at all y'all, bro. Till the next time, bro. Till the next time, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gone, bro. I'm gone. Peace.
an appetite for vegetables, broccoli and edibles, the greens, book or two a year kept me mentally clean. Ghetto intellectual in the dimensional, raised in the trenches with an appetite for vegetables, broccoli and edibles, the greens, book or two a year kept me mentally lean. College dropout, heard me graduate. I'm not the sharpest bone, but let me elaborate. I never knew niggas like college, so I hesitated, tried to play the street, but that just didn't calculate. I got my Uncle Sam scars just like my battle buds. Memories are crumbling in the mud for tuition. War-torn tears helped me build my intuition. The streets that raised me kept me calm in bad position. So college feels way more different. Now I'm back on the block with valor and the dots in that I made it far enough to pay attention. I still use bad grammar cause I'm stubborn and committed. My coke squishy skills is on God mode. I talk right, draw slow, slang right, swing right, speak black, speak white, speak love, speak light. Hate my own feet, but I'm black-footed soldiers. Warrior and bold, so I wear these Jordans on my toes. Even though these niggas better know that the boy got it ever since I came through the door with the flow just to let a nigga know. Ghetto intellectual in the dimensional, raised in the trenches with an appetite for vegetables, broccoli and edibles, the greens, book or two a year kept me mentally lean. In my ghetto.
If you want to fight, nigga, set it up. You know, you can get them right. You can get them right. If you want to fight, you set it up after the round fight, and that's what it is.
Say less.
Tell to Devin and his dad to get off my dick.
Yo, I'ma make this the longest outro ever. Yo, shout out to every motherfucking body who ever listened to this nigga right now. Nigga, if you have ever heard the name Glance Rap, nigga, if you ever heard anything about this nigga Glance, my nigga, before today, nigga, thank
there
you,
were
like,
certain
thank you for
points that,
to this shit that made me make it this
there were a range of issues that your parents brought up that, really didn't get resolved. And they lingered out there, and then, then things all fall apart.
Under a motherfucking coal on the 4th of July and roast some motherfucking chicken on this shit, nigga. It's that fire, nigga. I swear to God, nigga, I feel classy after listening to this shit. I feel like I got on Balenciaga socks, nigga. I swear to God, this feeling, oh my gosh. If I do not document how I feel right now about being a ghetto individual who's an intellectual who made it far enough to graduate college after dropping out in the 9th grade, nigga, this is a miracle, nigga. Fuck that. Yo, I'ma feel myself because feeling myself feels good right now. Fuck you if you hate me, and welcome to the experience if you like it. Yes, a nigga is ghetto. Yes, a nigga is classy. Yes, a nigga is intellectual. But most importantly, the nigga is black excellence at its finest. If you do not pay attention right now, nigga, you need to go do your taxes. This is shit talking of the century right now. Fuck you. Fuck all of your haters that don't know that this nigga is dope.
Who mans is this? Get him the fuck out of here.